Welcome back to our channel, where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today, we bring you some news. Prince Louis stuns the world fans as he told a shocking truth about Camilla. Prince Louis, the youngest and most impish member of the royal family, had a talent for capturing attention with his forthright demeanor. Although he maintains amicable relations with the majority of the family, a discernible divide exists between him and Queen Camilla. At other times, their relationship appeared friendly, but Princess Catherine's Christmas event marked a change in their dynamic. Join us as we disclose how Prince Louis astonished the nation with his royal revelation to Camilla, the youngest royal. The narrative starts with the delightful, mischievous, and unquestionably endearing Prince Louis, the youngest child of Prince William and Princess Catherine. Louis was born on a lovely spring morning, accompanied by the grandeur appropriate for royalty. The atmosphere was imbued with festivity, artillery salutes, ringing bells, and a nation collectively adoring the latest addition to the House of Windsor. From the outset, Louis endeared himself to many. His parents chose the name Louis Arthur Charles as a tribute to his grandfather, who is now King Charles, and as a tribute to the late Louis, Earl Mountbatten of Burma, a significant figure in the royal family's history. The name is significant for such a young kid, but based on his formative years, Louis seemed well prepared to embody it. Let us discuss his baptism. It was, undoubtedly, a regal event. On July 9, 2018, Louis received his baptism by the Archbishop of Canterbury through the Chapel Royal at St. James's Cathedral. The photographs from that particular moment were really charming. His older siblings, George and Charlotte, seemed very pleased, immediately exhibiting evidence of their strong sibling connection. During Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee festivities, he once again captivated the audience with his lively faces, humorous personality, and many meme-worthy events that generated extensive online discussion for weeks. The Wales family prioritizes schooling, and Louis initiated his official learning journey at Wilcox Nursery School in 2021. The young prince beamed as he mingled with his contemporaries near Kensington Palace, exhibiting the same interest and passion often emphasized by his dad and mom at public engagements. Major alterations were imminent for the whole family by 2022. They moved to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor Home Park, which offered greater security and room for their expanding family. In the same year, Louis initiated his education at Lambrook School, a private preparatory institution in Berkshire, with George and Charlotte. Notwithstanding his youth, Louis has already participated in significant historical events. Following the demise of Queen Elizabeth in September 2022, the royal household started a new era. His grandfather assumed the throne as King Charles, putting Louis fourth in line to the throne, a notable milestone since he serves as the only British prince in history who has followed an older sister in succession, according to the Perth Agreement. The coronation of King Charles on May 6, 2023, was an enormous occasion for Louis. Clad in exquisite royal garments, he arrived with his mom and dad and siblings, adding a youthful allure to the event's magnificence. Although his older brother, Prince George, had a more ceremonial role in the ceremony, Louis's appearance served as a reminder of the coming generations of royals. Louis, being the smallest member of the royal family, is evidently extremely naughty. Prince Louis possesses a talent for capturing attention, whether by making playful expressions at royal functions or attempting to extinguish his sister's candle at a Christmas ceremony. However, underneath the laughter and smiles exists a loving relationship with his elder brothers, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. As the youngest of the three siblings, Louis occupies a distinctive position within the family, not alone due to his status as the youngest, but also because of the particular relationships he cultivates with his brother and sister. His mischievous behavior may sometimes lead to his being labeled as the frustrating little brother. However, it is a designation he looks like to embrace with pride and a characteristic that endears him to everybody. Louis admires and maybe emulates Princess Charlotte more than any other sister. At less than 8 years of age, Charlotte has assumed the unofficial position of big sister in charge. She is often seen directing Louis at official engagements, guaranteeing he adheres to royal procedure to the extent possible for a 6-year-old and restraining him when his mischievous tendencies emerge. The family's attendance at Princess Catherine's traditional Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey prominently displayed Charlotte's vigilant disposition. Louis, debuting at the occasion, strolled boldly with his brothers, undeterred by the opulence of the ancient location. With Charlotte accompanying him, Louis felt as if he had a personal guardian angel overseeing him. As he attempted to extinguish her light upon leaving, Charlotte only smiled, exhibiting the patience characteristic of an elder sister. Their friendship is not recent. It has been developing since Louis's birth. A very endearing photograph from Charlotte's 3rd birthday shows her holding infant Louis on her lap while bestowing a tender kiss on his forehead. At such an early age, she was already exhibiting traits of the affectionate older sister she would eventually become. Despite the evolution of their roles, the intimacy endures. Charlotte often assumes a leadership role, whether working at baby banks or participating in royal activities, with Louis contentedly trailing after her. Their connection was particularly apparent during Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee festivities, when Louis's exuberant reactions captured widespread attention. Although George exhibited a calm manner, it was evident that he vigilantly monitored his younger brother, ensuring Louis did not go too far into the domain of royal disorder. Louis's vivacious disposition extends beyond the confines of his residence. His latest endeavor to master the drums has initiated a new phase in his role as the family's most boisterous member. Prince William, embodying the essence of a real father, humorously remarked on often placing his fingers in his ears as Louis ardently practices his talents. One can vividly see Louis energetically playing his drum equipment, Charlotte feigning disinterest while covertly admiring her brother's enthusiasm, and George adopting a nonchalant demeanor yet inside desiring to participate. It is these little instances that make the Wales children remarkably accessible, notwithstanding their regal position. Observing George, Charlotte, and Louis together, it becomes clear that they are not just siblings, but rather a cohesive unit. Their connection, characterized by coordinated attire at royal functions and collaborative volunteer efforts, is both heartwarming and motivational. During an earlier excursion to a baby bank, Charlotte assumed responsibility as Louis admired a King Kong toy, demonstrating that the youngest frequently derives the most pleasure from the simplest of things, a tiny prince enveloped in affection. As a younger member of the family, Louis has a unique rapport with the elder royals that distinguishes him. Despite being the bold 3rd child, Louis often captures attention with his playful smiles and vivacious demeanor, and his closest companions deeply cherish him. Catherine has a profound relationship with her smallest son. Renowned for her compassionate and empathetic manner of parenting, Catherine consistently exemplifies a mom who harmonizes royal duties with an engaged approach to child-rearing. What about Louis? He is the one who maintains her alertness. Princess Catherine's passion for outdoor activities significantly influences the way she raises children, and it is evident that Louis feels at ease in nature. Whether visiting the premises of Adelaide Cottage in Windsor or assisting with gardening endeavors, Catherine always encourages her children, particularly Louis, to appreciate the fundamental pleasures of existence. Moreover, we must acknowledge her artistic inclinations. Catherine often arranges events that ignite Louis's curiosity and joyful spirit, fueled by her passion for painting and baking. Catherine enjoys being the first to grin affectionately at Louis's mischievous antics, who frequently describes himself as the family's crazy kid. Whether he enjoys dancing in the cooking area with Charlotte or striving to match the pace of his elder siblings, Catherine adeptly transforms these instances into treasured family moments. It is a connection founded on humor, affection, and a measure of forbearance and experience familiar to any parent of an exuberant youngest kid. Prince William has always endeavored to blend royal obligations with active participation in his children's lives. As the youngest, Louis maintains a notably light-hearted rapport with his father. William imparts the significance of compassion and accountability to his children, principles inherited from Princess Diana, while also exhibiting a delightful sense of humor, which Louis undoubtedly gets. In public, William frequently seems to be softly directing Louis at official events. However, sources disclose that he is the first to find amusement in his son's pranks behind the scenes. Louis finds solace from the formality of royal life in the company of his maternal grandparents, Caroline and Michael Middleton. The Middleton residence in Berkshire offers a more calm and comfortable atmosphere, enabling Louis to embrace his childhood. People particularly recognize Caroline Middleton for her commitment to her grandchildren, and her active involvement significantly benefits young Louis. Caroline ensures that Louis appreciates the fundamental pleasures of childhood, whether by making cookies, engaging in outdoor activities, or assisting her with gardening. She is not only a grandma, she is a confidant, a companion for play, and an inexhaustible supply of affection. Michael Middleton, conversely, brings tranquility and steadiness to Louis's environment. He often accompanies Louis on excursions to the outdoors or participates in serene family times. This association with the Middletons provides Louis with equilibrium, anchoring him in an additional conventional upbringing while also preparing him for life in the royal family. King Charles may have a demanding schedule as the reigning king, however. He always prioritizes time for his grandkids, including Louis. Charles's fervor for the natural world and the environment frequently manifests throughout his interactions with Louis. Charles significantly contributes to imparting his principles to the younger generations by sharing narratives about gardening, elucidating the necessity of environmental conservation, and educating them on the history of the royal household. Despite Louis's youth, people recognize Charles's affection for him, similar to his feelings for George and Charlotte. His grandfatherly position imparts knowledge and love to Louis, fostering enduring memories. Despite the strong familial connections, one individual is conspicuously missing from Louis's inner circle, Camilla, the queen consort. Although Louis maintains jovial and affectionate connections with individuals like Catherine's parents and King Charles, Camilla's name hardly comes up in discussions on his closest ties. Is this really a coincidence, or does it possess a deeper significance? Prince Louis and Camilla, the intriguing disparity. Many believe that the estrangement between Camilla and Louis is attributable to the animosity that Prince William has against his stepmother. Who could find fault with him? Their intricate history has been developing for decades. However, it becomes much more intriguing. Some contend that this distance is entirely unrelated to William's emotions. Conversely, they believe that children, even those as young as Louis, possess more perceptiveness than adults often acknowledge. Children possess an innate ability to sense discrepancies, and Louis, the mischievous little prince, may be independently avoiding Camilla. To fully comprehend this conflict, we must examine the contentious relationship between William and Camilla. William has profound hatred for the lady implicated in his parents' public distress. Envision a little child seeing the disintegration of his family under the unyielding scrutiny of the media, with Camilla's name always dominating the news. The discomfort persists, and some have suggested that William's courteous demeanor and apparent friendliness toward his stepmother conceal a far harsher truth. William was reportedly displeased when Camilla formally married King Charles in 2005. He remained devoted to his deceased mother, Princess Diana, and it is evident that her memory significantly influences his sentiments for Camilla. Throughout the years, the two have been successful in coexisting. However, it resembles an agreement of peace more than a nurturing partnership. While William may recognize Camilla's dedication to her current responsibilities, this does not necessarily mean he is ready to extend a warm welcome to her. It seems that his children have also noticed this. Let us now discuss Prince Louis in his enormous transformation. The smallest Wales sibling has historically been characterized as vivacious, fun, and somewhat impish. Children possess a remarkable capacity to perceive the energy in their surroundings. Children often perceive when something is off, whether it is via tension in a room, difficult dialogues, or subtle signals from trusted adults. It is very plausible that Louis perceives something in Camilla's presence. It could stem from William's understated caution, or even the lack of the affection he experiences from other relatives. Although children are youthful, they are by no means lacking in intelligence. They can discern, When an individual lacks the authenticity or affection shown by figures such as grandparents, Carolee, and Michael Middleton, or even King Charles himself, Louis, due to his perceptive disposition, may be adhering to his gut feelings and maintaining his distance. Camilla has diligently endeavored throughout the years to establish her position within the royal family. She has engaged in philanthropic endeavors, supported King Charles unwaveringly, and garnered the approval of many in the public who previously saw her as the antagonist in Diana's narrative. However, inside the Wales home, the narrative diverges. Although King Charles loves his great-grandchildren and maintains a close relationship with George, Charlotte, and Louis, Camilla's connection with them seems to be significant. Public displays of love between her and the smallest Wales kid are few, if not non-existent. Some may attribute this to Louis's youth and little participation in official royal activities, while others contend it signifies a deeper issue and inherent estrangement stemming from a complex familial past. William is an exceedingly protective parent. He is resolute in providing his children with a life as conventional as possible, protecting them from the suffering and scrutiny he experienced throughout his upbringing. If he had any residual mistrust toward Camilla, it is plausible that he would maintain her involvement in Louis's life from a distance. The unforeseen connection. Despite prevalent allegations of discord within the royal circle, there were actually instances when Prince Louis and Queen Camilla showed a harmonious rapport. In fact, many instances were so endearing that royal observers wondered if their connection was deeper. Commence with Christmas Day at Sandringham, a day replete with royal customs and celebratory joy. During this Christmas season, little Prince Louis, impeccably attired, captivated all attention throughout the royal family's procession to church. 4-year-old Louis was strolling behind Queen Camilla, and their interaction endeared them to the whole country. As the family traversed the route, Camilla softly rested her right hand on Louis's back, directing him along as they conversed. Louis, consistently charismatic, gazed at her with his signature smile, and his gaze was brimming with inquisitiveness and affection. At that time, it seemed like the step-grandmother and grandson had a true bond, a transient but meaningful instance of affection. Observers remarked on the endearing nature of the interaction. Camilla, often seen as reticent, was calm and at ease with the impudent young prince, while Louis, unrestrained in all of his feelings, felt quite content in her presence. Another occurrence that garnered public interest happened during Camilla's visit to the Isle of Man. During her royal engagements, the queen consort saw a woman with twin sons, both attired in identical blue ensembles. While Camilla adored the children, she mentioned her own grandson, humorously characterizing him as quite a handful. A grin accompanied this remark, eliciting laughter from the audience. The interaction was frank and realistic, highlighting Camilla's humor and her recognition of Louis's bigger-than-life presence. What is the true significance of these moments? Don't fall for it. People have already recognized Camilla as someone who knows exactly how to behave in public. It would not be unexpected if she intentionally crafted the perception of a tight, caring relationship with Louis, despite the possibility that the truth may be very different. The holiday revelation. You might find my statement overly dramatic, but what if I told you that Prince Louis stunned the country with a momentous announcement about Camilla? Princess Catherine's exquisite together at the Christmas Carol service at Westminster Abbey set the event in motion. The gathering, characterized by warmth and festivity, celebrated love, thanks, and unity, an ideal setting for what would eventually emerge as the most discussed moment of the afternoon. The event asked attendees to inscribe words of gratitude on the colored cards and affix them to the kindness tree. Each of them included the name of an individual who had offered assistance over the year. The Wales children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, diligently engaged. As they entered the abbey with their parents, George and Charlotte meticulously held their cards, ensuring the side with no information faced outward to maintain the confidentiality of their poignant messages. However, Louis, the exuberant and impish youngest, eagerly exhibited his card for everyone to see. In his charming handwriting, he penned a heartfelt message. "I'm grateful to you, for Granny and Grandpa, for the way you enjoyed playing games alongside me." He honored his maternal grandparents, Carly and Michael Middleton, for their strong relationship with the young prince. The message evoked emotions and elicited smiles, particularly when the Middleton family radiated pride from their seats. Nonetheless, despite the moment's seeming sweetness, the lack of acknowledgement for Queen Camilla provoked skepticism among observers. Amidst the throng, one individual humorously inquired of Louis why Camilla was absent from his list. Louis, unreserved in expressing his thoughts, replied with an unexpected openness. With a grave demeanor unique to children, he stated, "She's lying." The room became still. Catherine and William's expressions wavered, revealing a blend of astonishment and perplexity. For a moment, time seemed to have stopped. Catherine leaned over slightly, delicately resting her right hand on Louis's shoulder area, her maternal instincts activating as she muttered a soothing remark. William, on the other hand, appeared stunned as he glanced at Camilla, who stood a few feet away, her expression enigmatic. Camilla's expression quickly changed to a forced grin, revealing her complete surprise. The queen consort, who was already warmly welcoming visitors and engaging in the celebration, suddenly found herself at the epicenter of a royal controversy. However, Louis had not yet concluded. In a manner characteristic of a 6-year-old, he said earnestly, "She promised to play games with me, however. When I entered her room, she yelled at me to leave and claimed I thought she was bothersome. Then I witnessed her sitting idly." Just moments before, everyone stood around chuckling, entertained by the candidness of a youngster. However, Louis's statements resonated profoundly, prompting the audience to comprehend the underlying implications, a revelation of what several had long feared. Camilla's authentic disposition, in the absence of cameras, seemed considerably less kind and magnanimous. Thank you for watching the video. What do you think about Prince Louis speaking about Camilla? Please let us know your thoughts, and goodbye for the time being.